Well, it's another new session, and today I'm in Milton Keynes at Great Linford Lakes. Good friend of mine, Mark, well, he's invited me down. I've got 48 hours, maybe a little bit longer, to try and bag myself one of these beautiful carp. It's a typical gravel pitch, quite shallow, lots and lots of fresh weed growth coming up. So I'm going to spend the next hour or so trying to find myself a decent spot. I'm going to go in with some nice small baits, some naturals, some maggots, some hemp and stuff. Mark's just had a couple of bleeps, and it's looking good for a bite. There's some really nice fish in here. I think the biggest is a fish called clover, well over 40 pounds, and lots and lots of backup fish that are all stunning. Anyway, the night is drawing in. I've probably got about 2-3 hours now before the light starts completely fading. So I'm going to locate some nice looking spots out there in amongst that sort of that fresh weed growth, somewhere I can present a bait nicely, and we'll see what happens. Mark's going to get a barbecue on later, which is a bit of a touch, have some nice grub, and I'm going to enjoy my Easter weekend. See you in a little bit. Well, I've managed to find a couple of spots I'm happy with. One's out here, but I can see the swans on it already. It's only shallow, about 3.5-4 foot of water. It's a real nice clean gravel area in amongst some sort of real fresh weed that's coming up, some Canadian, some Aladera and stuff. So I've primed that spot with quite a few spawnfuls of mainly maggot, some little salmon fry crumb, hemp, bit of sweet corn, and some larger particle, not a lot though. A really nice small mix, a lot of it will cloud up the water, certainly with those birds over the top of it. I'm just going to fish 2 rods really tight on it, probably both with solid bags. I'm still undecided on that one yet. And then I'm going to fish the other one on a roving zig or a roving chod, and I'm going to have a spare rod set up behind me, so I'm just alternate between the zig and the chod, and that's really just for casting and showing fish. Anyway, now this is all sort of sorted out. Look at the state of my rods. I'm terrible for getting in a mess, like getting it all over myself. But anyway, now this is all sorted out, it's time to get the rigs done. Well, I've just hooked the fish and it's weeding me straight up. Lad's gone around to get the boat. I'm gonna pop out, get over the top of it and see if I can hook it out of the weed. Don't know how big it is, it's taken long enough a clutch, but you know, as soon as I pick the rod up, it's already embedded in the weed. We'll get out there and see what's in the end. Straight in front.
Steve's just there. Is it tench?
What?
Tench.
Is it? Yeah.
Alright, mate. Right.
Go on, Mark, do me some nice ones.
You shit with them as well.
Yeah. Is that alright like that? Yeah. Right. First boat battle. Nerve-wracking that was. Yeah, just a little bit. It not been out very long. A little bit leg core popped up to the top, and Mark was able just to hand line it in a little bit.
I've still not managed any carp, but I've been persevering with the maggots, and I've managed to put myself together a really lovely bag of bream and tench. I've had 5 of each. I've kept a few back in the net just to show you, and then I'm going to quickly show you the rig that I'm catching them on. Now, a lot of people would think not what I'm after. I want carp, carp, carp. To me, it breaks the day up in the evening up, and I know at any time a group of fish can move over it, a group of good carp could move over, bully these other fish out, and you can catch a carp this way. You know, it's not a method that's used here or anywhere a lot really, one we're using small hooks and small baits, but get it right, work your way through these fish, and you can actually start catching the better carp. Well, there's still no carp turned up in this part of the lake, but I've managed to keep myself busy on Linford One, catching some absolutely quality rudd. Just fishing maggot up in the water, flavouring it with Scopex #1, keeping plenty going in with a catapult over the top, and I managed to catch some real gorgeous fish. Haven't been bothered by any pike yet. But I think this evening I'm probably going to have a go for them. It really is an awesome complex. There's just so much to go at. You know, I do like a bit of multi-species, but you know, this really is quite a special lake in that you can come and catch some cracking tench, bream, rudd, roach or carp. Anyway, I'm going to get these slipped back, and this afternoon I'm going to go and do a bit of stalking with a young lad called Connor. We're going to have a wander around a couple of the lakes and see if we can see any likely looking signs and drop on the top of some fish. You see that? Yeah, is that bite? Yeah. Yeah.
Any decent sized tench?
Just drag that mat round.
Ah, dude, just leave it there. Yeah, leave it there.
Well, I just had a drop back on the left-hand rod, and the result is another tench. Absolutely stunning little fish, and he's well and truly nailed on the maggots. I've got 2 rods out there with the maggots, both fishing different ways. This particular rig here is a critically balanced rig, so I've got a little piece of critical balancing foam there, and I'm not popping them up off the bottom, but I'm just sort of taking the weight off them so the fish can suck them in a lot easier. The other rig I'm using is a more conventional mag liner rig with just sort of 3 or 4 mags sort of down the shank of the hook. But there it is, proof of the pudding. I'm going to get this one slipped back, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm doing with this rig and how I'm getting it out there. So the particular spot I'm fishing and I'm catching all these fish from, it's about 30 to 35 yards out, and it's in line with this big set of trees with a bulge on it, and I'm using that as my marker over there. I've probably put out about a gallon of maggots now. I've been here sort of 2 days. Lots of little hemp and small pellets and stuff over the top, and it's taken them sort of 36 hours, but the fish have finally got in there. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to reposition this rod, but I'm actually going to introduce a little bit more bait, so I'm just going to find this spot again, put a few more spawns full of bait out there, and then drop the rig over the top. What I'm looking for is I've got a strip of gravel out here. It's only about 1.5 metres wide, and it's about 5, 6, 7, 8 metres long. That's it. I'm just going to pull to the edge of that. So this is what I'm putting out. I've got some red and white maggots, which as always I'm flavouring the Scopex #1 and the Intense Sweetener. And in there I've got some 3 mil Fish Frenzy halibut pellets, some salmon fry crumb and a little bit of hemp. Real nice simple mix that I'm actually using to pull the roach, the rudd, the tench and the bream into the swim, create that sort of activity down there and hopefully bring those carp in. There's certainly not a lot of carp in front of me, but I know there's going to be fish moving into this bay, and I'm hoping by creating that activity with the other fish, those carp will notice that and come and have a good investigate. Carp are big, greedy fish, you know. They think nothing of bullying out a small shoal of tench or bream in order to get their heads down on this. Let's get a little bit more out there, and hopefully there'll be a few fish moving this evening. Well, it's been a bit of a grueler. I've managed to catch myself plenty of roach and bream, but at long last, Mr. Woolly's finally hooked himself a fish. He's been here a long time. He's really worked this swim, kept the bait going in every day. He actually dropped the fish yesterday on the zig bug after feeding copious amounts of riser pellet, and this has been his only other bit of action. So I've definitely got my fingers crossed for you on this one, mate.
Me too, mate.
Good fish?
Feels alright, but the bream felt like clover, so.
Is this on one of the choddies?
This is on one of yours, yeah. I think it was a pineapple one.
Ripper?
Yeah, just shot off. I was watching the bobbins in the wind, thinking, that's not good. This feels alright, actually.
You're fishing in the wind?
I've no idea. I just wanged them out.
What? Just for the camera, what do you do?
Just wanged it out.
Love it, Mark.
It's good angling.
That's the beauty of the chod rig though, mate. It's always fishing for you.
It's noddy proof, Alan.
It's noddy proof. You're not.
When you've gone eight days in a row without catching, you need some noddy proof rigs.
Get out of there, mate.
No, it's a good rig, mate. It's the right rig for the situation, Mark. You've got a lot of weed out there, and you know, to always be able to present that bait is so important.
Good about this.
Got those other rods in, mate, just for the sake of it. Like, it's only a rechuck, isn't it? Are you
yeah,
alright?
yeah, please, if you don't want to. But did you start that time? I wasn't listening. No, I was just seeing if they were. I thought one of them picked it up already.
Well, we've got the wind absolutely hacking into us now, and I ain't seen anyone else on the far bank have a bite, so this might be a really good sign of the shape of things to come.
No, that's good. It was down that way. Oh, that seems to be alright. No!
Mark, mate, it's just fallen off. This is definitely not your week, mate.
It's a size 6 flipping hook. Edit that out.
What heck? Right. Here we are on a Linford One, on a lovely little guest session with Alan and Mark. Still a few features. I managed to sneak a few rods out last night and just managed to land one this morning. Don't know how big it is yet, but it's going to be close. But single choddy, single pineapple pop up. Fished on top of the weed, and a lot of weed. I've caught this. Almost a leather, I'd say. Beautiful. Single pineapple, as always. Beautiful.
Result, bro.
Result.
Proper result.
Well happy. Even with a broken toe. That. Lovely. Yeah?
Yeah.